The implications for low income in Hamilton, for poverty in Hamilton, there's a bunch of different directions you can go here that connect the Aerotropolis to that problem. The most obvious one is that the low income areas of Hamilton are primarily the older areas of Hamilton that need renewal of their infrastructure, where the roads are falling apart, where the pipes are breaking, where the pipes are old, where the libraries are non-existent or being cut back. All of the city facilities that are associated with those areas, they cost money, and we're making the decision to spend our money somewhere else. We're making the decision to spend our money around the Aerotropolis because it's going to be a very costly procedure, a very costly place to develop. And there's only so many dollars to go around. So those lower income areas are going to suffer. They're already suffering because we've been doing sprawl development in the city for decades, and much of the people who paid for that sprawl development are largely people in the old city. You know, these suburbs can yell and scream about not being wanting to be dragged into Hamilton, and they have some point to that, but at the end of the day, the main argument that I hear from the suburban areas is we don't want to be dragged into Hamilton and amalgamated with Hamilton because that means we're going to have to pay to fix their infrastructure. But they should pay to fix the infrastructure because the old city built the infrastructure for the suburb. And we're all in this together at some level. But as soon as you start expanding further, then you put a huge draw of funds heading out of your city into this new area. And those are funds that are not used somewhere else. We have in the old city already pipes and roads and facilities that are already built. They need renewal. They need additional work. But we don't have the option of simply saying, we're not going to do that. We're just going to build in the new area. We can't abandon the old city. We don't have any legal right to do that. It would be insane to do that. So the way in which we seem to be operating is we semi-abandon the old city. We don't spend any money on it. We spend as little money as possible on it. That's a significant part of the problem that we face, that people of lower income face in the city overall. So we don't get a decent transit system because we can't afford a decent transit system. So the people who don't have cars have a harder time. So we don't have any money to revitalize these neighborhoods and go in and try to improve the social housing in Hamilton or expand the social housing. We can't afford that. But we have money for some reason to invest into a field of dreams around the airport. On every front, the dollars flow in the wrong direction. Now, if you were to instead put some effort and energy into cleaning up or just reusing the brownfield site, the old industrial sites along Burlington Street and so on, you get a double or triple benefit. You're not leaving it for some future generation to try and solve that problem. You're actually dealing with a problem that we were involved in creating in the first place. You reuse lands that are at this point paying you very little in taxes because there's not much happening on them. So if you can get them revitalized and you can attract businesses to locate there, if we're going to succeed in attracting businesses, let's put them there. Then those lands, which are already serviced, already have the pipes, already have the roads, and those roads and pipes have to be revitalized anyway, then we're going to get more taxes from those businesses. In addition, the people who will work in those companies are living reasonably close to them. They're living in the old city. And that's where the brunt of the poverty is in this city. For those folks to have jobs, yeah, well, you can tell them, look, we can give you a job working for a courier company shoveling boxes at the airport. It doesn't pay enough that you can actually get there. You can actually buy a car to get there. So you're going to have to rely on transit, which is non-existent. And as a result, that job it might as well be on the moon. They're not going to be able to go there. If you have jobs that are actually being, even if they're the same low-paying jobs or something close to that, and they're close to where you live, you can get there on foot. You can get there on a bicycle. You can get there with a transit system that actually does service the old industrial areas because our buses do go there. Instead, we're throwing our money at a field of dreams.